Okay, class. Ipagpatuloy po natin yung discussion natin sa capital budgeting techniques. On the previous recording, pinag-usapan po natin yung payback period and sa bandang dulo, pinag-usapan natin yung limitation. Okay, now, since the payback period is, sabi nga natin dito, unsophisticated because this is straightforward and does not apply the time value of money. Ang susunod naman po natin na pag-aaralan on the net present value method or the NPV approach. As you can read, and as you can see in its name, uses discounting. Okay? So, nagko-compute po tayo dito ng present value. Okay, now, paano po ito na iba sa payback period? But take note ha, pag payback period, we are talking about the period ha, time. Whereas, pagdating po dito sa net present value, we are talking about a certain number. And paanong number, sir? At ano ba ibig nito sabihin? Okay? Let me just read this to you first. No? Pag sinabi po natin, and when we are using the net present value or the NPV method, ang company, the client or the entity or the firm, no, should only undertake an investment if the computed net present value for that specific, yung inaay natin, tinitignan po natin na potential project or investment is greater than the cost of making the investment. So parang ang sinasabi sa atin dito, kung ang gagastusin ko ay 40,000, dapat yung net present value ng makukompute ko na present value, across, halimbawa, kung may balik ito sa akin within 5 years, dapat yung present value, yung net, take note, the net, no? The net present value should be greater than the outflow of my investment. And then, if that is greater than, no, the initial investment, then we can accept a potential investment, a potential project. So dito, no, since we are computing for a present value, so meron po tayong discount rate na ginagamit dito. And that discount rate is the firm's cost of capital. So the NPV method discounts the firm's cash flow at the firm's cost of capital. Kung magkano man po ang cost of capital na ginagamit ni company. Okay? And of course, no, yung cost of capital, pinag-usapan naman po natin ito separately. Okay. In the formula, yung net present value is simply the difference between the present value ng cash inflows less your initial investment. So, paano yung decision tree natin dito? Paano yung gabay sa atin dito pag tayo po ay magde-decide kung may tatanggapin ba tayong investment or hindi? Kung yung NPV natin ay mas malaki, greater than zero, tanggapin po natin yung proyekto na yon. Whereas, if the net present value is less than zero, we reject the proposal. Okay? So ano ang natin dito? Keyword natin dito, be positive. Okay? So dapat positive ang makuha natin, hindi zero or hindi negative. Okay. Consider po ninyo or i-consider po natin itong same illustration natin kanina wherein the project has this outflow and subsequent inflow and also this project. Ang idadagdag po natin dito is the discount rate that is used by the company or by the firm. And yung discount rate natin dito is the firm's cost of capital assumed to be at 10%. So, paano po yung computation po natin dito? Okay? If we are to present value this periodic payments, periodic collections, yung matatanggap po natin in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. E di, paano yun? 1.10 divide equals minus 1 divided by 0.10. Ang makukuha natin doon ay present value factor ng ordinary annuity Okay, for the 10% at 5 periods since series of payments of equal amounts. So, ordinary annuity gagamitin natin. So, pag kinompute nyo yun, ito po, yung makukuha natin na PVF, present value factor. So, multiply po natin yung 14,000 doon sa present value factor. Ang present value nitong limang 14,000 na supposedly 70,000. Pero since taon-taon may matatanggap ka, ang value niyan ngayon, pag tinotal natin, ay 53,071. Now, bawas mo. Sabi sa formula, bawas natin sa initial investment. Magkano initial investment mo? 42,000. O di meron kang positive net present value na 11,071. Yung ilalabas ko na 42,000 ngayon, no, may balik ito sa akin 14,000 taon-taon for the next 5 years. Ang halaga doon ngayon ay 53,071. So may net present value. Okay yung decision na yun. Yung project na yun, kung sakali man, tanggapin. But syempre, if you have other options, other projects, you weigh in which is better in terms of the NPV. Okay? So mas okay po. Ang mas malaki, no? Mas positive. Consider your project B. Ito, magkakaiba. So, we cannot really use the present value factor for ordinary annuity. Kaya kung makikita ninyo, itong 3.7908, pinaghiwa-hiwalay natin into single payments. Okay? On year 1, 0.9091, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, i-multiply natin dito sa 28, 12, 10, 10, 10 respectively. So, ito times ito equals ito. Okay? O, i-ano natin, lagyan natin ito ng total, no? Yan. So, parang sinabi natin, 28,000 times, okay, lagyan ko ng X dito. Okay? 9091.25. Ito, 12K times this, 99. 10K times this, 75, etc., etc. Pag pinagsama-sama po natin itong lima, ang kakalabasan ay 55,924 rounded up to the nearest peso. Okay? So, ito, no, ang present value ng cash inflows mo for the next 5 years. Compare mo ngayon dito sa sa initial investment na 45,000. Ang NPV mo ngayon ay 10,924. Okay? Oh, which is better? Project A or Project B? A class, better if you select Project A because it has a greater net present value, no? As compared dito. So, tignan ninyo, no? And comparing it sa payback period. Anong ginawa natin? Sa net present value method, we are also considering the return, no, on succeeding periods. Hindi lamang po na tayo nalilimita doon sa payback period. So like in this case, no, yung 42 mo, ang balik sa iyo ay 70,000 for project A. Yung 45 mo, ang balik sa iyo ay 70,000. Tama ba? In 5 years. Okay? Kung payback period, hanggang dito lang tayo. Hanggang dito lang tayo. No? We fail to recognize yung mga subsequent. But this has been accounted for when you are using the net present value. But we discount the, because of the effect of the time value. Okay po. So, that's how we compare. So, in this case, we will select the net present value with a higher or greater amount. Kasi parehas naman sila greater than 0. Okay, now, there is what we call the profitability index. Okay, yung profitability index, ang ginagawa po natin dito is that meron tayong, dinidivide. Sa net present value, yung simple na NPV natin, kinukuha natin yung present value ng cash inflow, binabawas natin sa initial investment. Pagdating sa profitability index, and forgive me, I failed to put here the formula. Hindi ko yata na ilagay dito, Pero kung titignan po ninyo yung formula na yan, okay, ano ibig nang sabihin? Yung present value ng cash inflow mo, i-divide mo sa initial investment. So, for your profitability index, the formula is what? Present value ng mga cash inflows divided by, okay? So kung lalagyan ko ito, divided by the initial investment. Okay? Ayan. So this is your profitability index formula. Ayan, So, lagyan lang din natin ang kulay. Okay? Para guided po tayo. So, paano naman po ito? If we were asked to compute for the profitability index, ito naman po yung titignan natin. No? More than one is better. Okay? Kasi for net present value, pag kukunin natin yung difference, syempre mas malaki ito sa project A as compared dito. Okay. Now, since magkaiba yung initial investment, medyo hindi sila comparative. So, anong gagawin natin? Kunin natin, i-divide natin yung total na present value ng cash inflow sa initial investment. At tignan po natin ano yung mas malaki. And syempre, sa computation natin dito, mas pabor pa rin yung decision sa project A. Okay? So, since 53,071 divided by 42,000, the answer is 1.26. Samantala dito, 55,000 divided by 45, the answer is 1.24. Okay? So 1.26 is greater than 1.24. So let us choose the higher PI, the higher profitability index. Kung i-compare mo yun, kung magkakaroon ka lang ng comparison, nung pinag-usapan po natin yung standard deviation at saka yung coefficient of variation. Si NPV parang siya yung ating standard deviation. Tapos si coefficient of variation, siya yung ating ginawang profitability index. Para nagiging comparative yung mga different projects na magkakaiba na dito sa case natin, magkakaiba ng investment. Okay? So, yan class, when we are talking about profitability index. Now, last one. In relation to this, the net present value in relation to your economic value added. There is also this parang variety ng net present value kung saan ang ginagawa po natin is yung earnings ay kino-compare natin sa cost of capital. Sir, di ba ganun din naman yan? Yung present value mo, kino-compare mo sa initial investment. Yes, parang ganun. Pero ano ang pinagkaiba nila? Pag ginagamit po natin yung net present value approach, okay, ang usually ginagamit natin ito to measure the performance of the investment over its entire life. As you can see here, in the 5 years ang balik sa atin. So over its entire life. Whereas yung economic value added, yung EVA approach, is used to measure your performance on a year-by-year basis. So taon-taon. So doon sila nagkakaiba. Okay? So additionally, sabi dito, EVA calculation asks whether a project generate positive cash flows above and beyond what the investor demands. Okay. So, paano yun, sir? Ito yung ating formula, EVA equals earnings minus cost of capital, wherein the cost of capital is simply the value of the investment multiplied by ano ba yung rate na ginagamit natin. So, let us consider this illustration. Palakihan natin para mas basa at para mas kita. Okay. Actually, nabanggit ko na rin po itong EVA. May discussion po ako nitong EVA pero on a separate na topic, no, under income-based valuation. Pero under ano pa rin naman, ano, MS na board subject. Okay. Class, tignan po ninyo ito. Suppose that a certain project costing 1 million upfront. So, ito yung initial outflow, initial na investment mo. Ito yung lapas ng pera sa'yo. But it will generate net cash inflows yearly in perpetuity of 120,000. Okay. If the firm's cost of capital is 10%, paano yun? If you're talking about the net present value, paano yun? Adi, kunin natin yung present value ng cash inflow. Since this is in perpetuity, ang gagawin natin, yung 120,000, i-divide mo by 10%, the cost of capital. So, ang present value ng cash flows mo in perpetuity ay 1.2 billion. Pag binawas mo yan dito sa initial investment mo na 1 million, so ang net present value mo 200,000. Tama, di ba? Ito yung approach using the net present value. Paano yung magiging difference kapag ang ginamit natin ay economic value added or the EVA? Kasi earnings minus cost of capital. Now, if your earnings for the year ay 120,000, magkano ang cost of capital mo? No, yung peso value niyan. Which is investment value times the rate. If your investment is 1 million, multiplied by the cost of capital of 10%, edi ang cost of capital mo in peso is this, 100,000. Okay? Initial investment times cost of capital. Nakuha po ba? And then, we compare this 120,000 earnings minus the cost of capital. Your economic value added is 20,000. So, that is a variety of a net present value. So, medyo straightforward din naman. Madali-dali lang naman tandaan. Yun nga lang, since parang magkakahawig sila, siguro ang challenge dito sa inyo is baka mapagbalibaliktad ninyo yung mga formula. So, but please, I hope you are able to distinguish them from one another. So, take note, you have your net present value method and net present value in relation to your profitability index and net present value in relation to your economic value added. Okay? So that's it for this presentation. I will now be limiting again this recording to NPV so that we can have a short but separate discussion of the internal rate of return since I will be giving an example on the use of interpolation later on. Okay? So hanggang dito po muna tayo, part 2 ng discussion sa capital budgeting, focus on the NPV. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat. I'll see you on the next video recording. Thank you. Bye-bye.